Welcome back to yet another video here with me, Helmar, Sacred Symbols app. And today it's going to be short and sweet. Maybe it's not as short as I would like to, but it's going to be awesome because what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the changes that have taken place in the Sacred Symbols app between version 2.0, which was the last video, and version 2.4, where we are already. A lot has happened. Stay with me. It's going to be awesome. Right. For that, we switch to our screen. And there you can see in landscape mode a different layout on a large screen. So you're not going to see this on a mobile device, on most mobile devices, most cell phones or mobile phones, and certainly not in portrait mode, but also not in landscape mode because most of them don't have sufficient pixels. If you've got the pixels, you will see that. But here we've got a tablet in my simulator, and there you can see on the left-hand side the contact drop-down list. And sometimes you just want to check a contact, just the list here without needing or wanting to load a contact. So this has been done and that's been cleaned up. So no more borders around this because there is no solar value or no contact associated with it. We are once again in anonymous mode, so you only see the initials, but will let us call up a contact and I'll show you what has changed. All right, this is the normal display, the two-column display. And most changes have taken place here in the settings. Because now, you can see version 2.4, now you can load a contact at startup, which means you don't have to go to the drop-down list, select the contact, and then that gets loaded, but this one gets loaded straight away. So if I reload the app, you will see how that happens. And there we go. HD is called up and no more of dropping down. The HD, the initials here. Let's turn this off for now. What has also changed, you can switch the language straight away without having to reload. There you go. Quick, real time interface language change here between German, English, and French. Isn't that magnificent? It's not something you're not going to use that often, but it's there. Also very cool, we've got designs, and we do have quite a few here. So the first ones, the default theme, the light and the monochrome one, and then we've got our spring, summer, autumn, and winter themes or designs, and then we've got some dishes from around the world: dim sum, sushi, tagine, salsa, bobotie, borscht, and funky. Just have something colorful. I'm going to enhance them as we go along, because you can see this one has a nice, the default one, the Sacred Symbols one, has got a nice background image. The other ones don't. There's my South African colors here, beautiful to look at. And if we go to the borscht, it looks like this. And if we go to the salsa, it looks like that. And tagine looks like that. Pleasing or to the eye, if anything to go by. Right. What else? So that has changed. Now, the notifications preview. If you go to your notifications down here, then you'll see within the next 35 days, the following your selected contacts will go through a period change. So these are all those who go through a period change. If I go to my settings, and if I added this, turn this into 20, go to my period within the next 20 days, now it's only those 3. Just to drive the point home. If I go back and make it 35 again, it's been saved straight away. I go to the page, and now you see 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And 35, reflecting that. So we are on the sushi design. We'll stay on the sushi design for now. Now you also see under local contacts, the language field is missing. And if I change Teresa Avila to, let's say, Spencer, and save the contact already. Yes, we want to overwrite it. We go to all contacts, and there is TS for Teresa Spencer. And without having to reload, there it should have been 2. It's not. I need to fix that. That should also be reflected there. So maybe that needs a reload. There's something. Oh, there's my demo mode once again. Oh, how pleasant is that? It should actually also say TA because it should reload that field, but it has not done that. Everything is live. Everything is instantaneous, well, except for that one. But you get the drift. We've got more designs. All the settings are being applied live, and all the content changes too. So now we've got, let's say, which contact do we have? We've got HD, right? So if we change HD, who is listed here as Deutsch, if we switch him to English, instantaneous, and then we call up the period fields, you'll see that everything is now in English. So you may ask yourself, what do I need this for? And I'm going to tell you, because let's say you have got the interface language to your language, and you've got all the contacts by default to your preferred language. But let's say HD doesn't speak your preferred language, but maybe sort of he speaks German, and you've got everything loaded in English. So if that's the case, then right, everything is in English, and default everything is in English. So let's switch HD to German. We go back to his period, and there everything is in German, because now you actually want to change this. Share this with him. So that, sort of remember, interface language is in English. This is why this is in English, and that is in German. So also that changed on the fly. But truth be told, I love my default Sacred Symbols theme, and that's why we're going back to that. Isn't that beautiful? What has changed too? Right, we go to the homepage. If we click on today, we see, I may have shown this before, but there's a month's view. This should also be changed again, because I've limited the length, the width, and now I see that it's actually overlapping and running out of space. So I need to make amends for that. I shall do that. Or another demo one. Or the next 4 weeks. You see your day card here. And obviously, because it's running out and we're like beyond that, there we go. There's your day card. If I switch this to vertical mode, then you see what I mean, because that's something that's sort of also, and once again, needed testing. If you go into a landscape mode, that's sort of, you've got your spacing or your scaling is right so that everything fits in there. So we've got that. But most of the changes have taken place on the relationship side. I'm going to go into landscape mode once again, because I've got all the screen. Real estate, let's use that. Okay, let's take HD. Let's take BM. This one is available to everybody. Free cards, primary cards. There's H on the columns and there's B on the rows. And you can click on this and then you get information about that. There's a little bit contrast issue. I need to fix that. So that is there. But for the premium and VIP customers, this is going to be where the mana is, because you see it straight away. There we go. H is a 5 of diamonds. B is a queen of diamonds. Now we've got the live card, which we previously only had on the name card analysis. So now we see their live composite card, which is a 4 of clubs. And it gives you a lovely meaning here too. And then comes the matrix. And on the live comparison, I highlighted the diagonal cards, because that then means B's Mercury card and H's Mercury card form a Uranus conjunction. And then there's a Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune. And this pattern, by the way, appears only if someone is in someone else's spread. If we go up and have a look, the 5 of diamonds is in the queen of diamonds spread. That's the Uranus card. The 5 of diamonds is the Uranus card for the Queen of Diamonds. And every time you see a pattern that looks like this, that's when that is the case. So just to give you an idea. Current planets, composite period card, Queen of Diamonds. You know, the 9 of clubs in Jupiter and the 3 of clubs in Mercury form, well, you know, the 9 of clubs and the 3 of clubs form a Queen of Diamonds, because that is their composite solar value. And once again, here, the description, interpretive text for that. Then there's also some text for the planetary conjunction, because now this is a Jupiter-Mercury conjunction, and we see this in our matrix. There's Jupiter on the column and there's Mercury on the row, and that is a Uranus conjunction. There's no text for that yet. That will come in a later version, but it's not there now. But you get the idea, because now you can see, okay, how do they relate to each other at this specific point in time? And then you'll see, and I'm going to expand on that as well, you see that they share a joint period between the 10th of March, because that's when the 5 of diamonds period kicks in, the Jupiter period kicks in, and the 5th of April, because that's when the Queen of Diamonds Mercury period ends. So they have this period from the 10th of March to the 5th of April where they are in a Jupiter-Mercury conjunction, okay? And H on the 30th of April, no, sorry, B on the 5th of April goes into her Venus period, whereas H still stays on Jupiter, and that is a neutral field. There is nothing special. The cards are too far away for that to form a planetary conjunction. However, they will have different cards, so they will have a different composite period card, which makes perfect sense. But the more you look into this, the more you acquaint yourself with the system, the more value you will derive from it. And you will see how they go into a zigzag fashion, go through the year. Some periods are never an issue for them, others are. And you can quickly see what the year looks like for two people, because it's always going to be different. We've got the AI analysis, and I've placed a little sort of reminder what kind of information is being passed on to the AI for the analysis. And then we've got the name card analysis, which obviously makes no sense here with H and D, but if we turn this into Harry and it calls him Delaware, Delaware is actually a Native American tribe. So it's a state. Betty, debacle. They have a 9 of diamonds. And once again here, composite suit, or actually composite card in this case, 9 of diamonds with the information here. So there's plenty to play with. This is all these 4 are for the VIP and the premium customers. But at $2 a month or $80 once off payment, I think this is an absolute no-brainer, because what you can do is you can go to your settings, you scroll down and you say, all right, I go to local contacts. I'm dating Teresa. So now I go here and I go to Teresa, and there's Teresa. It needs to be an S. That is not really like properly initiated as yet. I'll just notice that, so that will be fixed in the next version. There's our relationships, there's H, and there's Teresa, S for Spencer. So there we go. Right? So you can play around. It is a no-brainer. You get so much more textual information, so much more valuable information. And I was at the dating bit. So there's Teresa, and I can check how I am connected to Teresa right now. So it's a 5 of hearts. Oh, emotional adventurer. Lovely. It's a Jupiter-Mercury conjunction. We had Teresa before. And so I can see that. Oh no, we had Betty before that, but they are sort of close here. But I can check V. And that's an 8 of hearts. Oh, lovely. I like this. It's an 8 of hearts currently, but sort of completely different. Sort of H is in the Jupiter period, and V is in the Mars period, and there is nothing at the moment for them. Let me check the dates. 9 of clubs, Queen of diamonds in Mars, and 9 of clubs in Jupiter. Must check this. HD. Oh, that's 86. Yeah, it's not me because I'm on a different year. I was wondering because I don't have a 9 of clubs in Jupiter. So, but there you can see now that in that fictional example, there's nothing going on at the moment. But sort of you can check, there's a Queen of diamonds and how they are related to each other. There's a nice Venus conjunction, which is lovely for relationships. You can read that up and then look sort of how they are aspected at birth. They've got an Ace of Hearts. Ooh, that's also nice as the composite birth card. And then you can see highlighted or bordered in white how they relate to each other. I have to be careful here with the double Mercury. Her Mercury card and his Mercury card form a Mars conjunction, and that means action, action, action. Very spiritual. Their Jupiter here. There's their Jupiter. I'm going to remove those because in the life analysis they have no place, no meaning. But sort of they have a Neptune connection, which in Jupiter, both Jupiter cards form a Neptune conjunction and connection. And that means the ideal love, but also a little bit of deception. They have to be careful there. Pluto is a Uranus, and otherwise pretty neutral when it comes to that. So you can read that, or sort of maybe sort of V's Mercury card and Helmar's or H's Jupiter card form a Venus conjunction. Here, V's Jupiter card and H's Mars card form a Jupiter conjunction. So you can dive into the meaning of the planets and read off the composite planetary conjunction that they form or do not form. That is absolutely magnificent. So if you want to buy, we can't get this because we are not connected to a Google account. I still have to learn this. It's not going to happen in the demo mode, but this is exactly what you get here. Right, that's it. Isn't that amazing? I mean, think about it. You can call up all the information about yourself. You can call up all the information about any other person in your life. You can date 7 guys or 7 girls or 7 girls and guys. I don't care. You can call them up. You can put them under local contact. If you don't date them anymore, you just remove them from local contacts. They never end up on your phone contacts. Others do that are closer to you, and they are also being used by the app. This is amazing. You can analyze them. You can pinpoint things. You can look at the overall picture. If you want to drill down, well, you can drill down. That is amazing. And all that, sacredsymbols.app for iOS, for Android, and as of late, for iPad as well, anyway, but also for macOS on Apple Silicon. Yes, the app works nicely, and it actually accesses your contacts app on your macOS. So it pulls in all those contacts that have a birthday. So you can analyze it too. And because you are registered or licensed with your Apple ID, you can run it on your iPhone, on your iPad, on your macOS, one ID, one purchase, all the analyses on all the platforms. That is amazing because on a big screen, it looks rather cool, actually. I still have to do some adjustments. I just noticed that it's running beautifully, but that is also for you to use. So there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be using Sacred Symbols. There's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be getting a subscription or a once-off payment. And there are some things that are just for VIP customers. Others are for premium customers. But well, VIP is sort of, I'll show you what VIP means. VIP, in case you've missed it, let's call up here, and you see there's extra buttons. No, you don't see there are extra buttons because I'm on the wrong screen. I'll show you the right screen. Here we go. There's extra buttons any year. No, 1986, so it's 38 now. I can go to 37, 35, 34, 33, whatever. I can go to any year, and if I now go to the period when he was 30, that it was 8 years ago. There we go, 2017. So you, because he's in German, obviously, so for you, we switch him back to English, and you see the beauty. I go to the period, and then everything is in English. So I can read that. It's switched back to 25, but there we go. But I can go back, and you see how it switches back to that respective year. And you can read the text for that. So you can look forward in time, you can look backward in time. Amazing. For the vertical cards and the diagonal cards, there is no interpretation. That's more for insiders. But there you can also see the connections between you and other cards in any given year or period. But again, the premium only gives you this year. VIP gives you every year. Every text, every person, unlimited, galore, A4, amazing. Yes, that's what Sacred Symbols does. That app is pure gold. And if you need a little bit of help, if you don't have a partner, maybe you've got kids. If you don't have kids, maybe you've got friends. If you don't have friends, maybe you've got parents. Yes, you do have parents. If you don't have parents anymore, or sort of you're an orphan or whatever, maybe you've got colleagues, right? And if you don't have colleagues, maybe you're in prison. Then you've got inmates. Then you've got cellmates, and you can analyze them too. I think that is pretty cool. So in other words, to cut this short, I don't know where we are, 20 minutes. You can use this app to find out more about yourself. You can use this app to find out more about other people. You start reading people like a book. The app is beautiful because it's visual and it's also textual. And with time, there's going to be more explainer videos that give you more insight or provide you with more insight into the subject of cardology. But right now, even if you're entirely new, you will find your way around this, and it's going to be magnificent. I'm going to do one last thing. Just want to show you. For this, we go into portrait mode because, and you see it switches back to one column. Isn't that magnificent? Look at that. Oh, I love it. So in portrait mode, you can swipe from one page to the next and back and forth, which you can see with the icons at the icons here, sort of, or on the icons, I don't know, by the icons down here. It goes from section to section. If you go to the homepage, and this is new in version 1.4, and you wonder why are these dimmed, and they are dimmed because we're not on the current year. So we go back to the current year, and now they're no longer dimmed. Now, new with version 2.4 is not only a swiping left to right, but on the home screen, this one, you can swipe down. And you see, then it actually jumps to the next contact, and the next contact, and the next contact, and the next contact. And you can obviously, TS was born this year, so it's only 0 year, 0 age. And you can swipe up again, and then it jumps to the previous one in the list, which is pretty cool because there you see, and it loops because if you arrive at VR at the last element, then it jumps to the first one, which is HD. It skips this one because this one is always disabled, and so on. And if you're at HD and swipe up, then it starts with VR. And in order to show you, or to prove the point, HR, JH, go down, TS, and then TS goes to VR, and now it should be HD. We swipe down. There we go. There's HD. Isn't that amazing? But for one last time, we switch to landscape mode. This app is beautiful. I'm so proud of it, and it works really, really beautifully. And the display should be working nicely. I do sort of 1 or 2 little changes I still have to implement. I only notice that later, sort of something isn't quite right. But for now, this is just the bee's knees. And once again, if you're interested in improving your own life, if you want to look into the future, which is basically your energy signature at any given point in time, this app is pure gold. If you want to understand other people, be they your parents, your partner, spouse, your kids, Maybe sort of your daughter's going to get married, well, or wants to get married, or is dating guys. You enter those guys, you find out, and you can give her advice. You can do this with colleagues at the workplace. If you're building a team, you can compare people. This is also going to be one of the next features that I'm going to implement, where you can select one person as a main contact, and then you select several people, not just another one for relationship analysis, but 2 or 3 or 4, and then that's going to be sent and analyzed by the AI. It's going to come soon. Or soon, I don't know, but sort of that'll come. I've got so many ideas that I still want to implement, but you see the usefulness of this app. Do not be put off by the cards. The cards are symbols. They stand for something. And what they stand for is something immensely useful in your life, for your life. And the cards are the most simplistic, the most easy to understand, integrated into our cultural circles, representation for a deeper meaning behind it. And if you know all the 52 cards, hearts, clubs, diamonds, and spades, all the way from ace to king, from ace to king, from ace to king, from ace to king, nothing can be added to your cup, because then you are round, then you know how to play the cards. You're no longer bound by them. You play the cards as you deem fit. Right. You see, I'm on a roll here, and we are on 27 minutes now. It's time to end this video. That's version 2.4, sacredsymbols.app. You find it on the App Store. You find it on the Play Store. This is how it looks on the mobile phone. Beautiful. That's it. Thank you very much for paying attention. And if there's anything you would like to see as a feature implementation, please go to sacredsymbols.app, use the contact form, please get in touch, and we'll see what we can do, or rather, I can see what I can do. Helmar Rudolph says goodbye, remains as always with peace and blessings. And thank you very much for paying attention, and check out this app. And if really, I mean, so if you're now on 27 minutes, so you followed it, please recommend it to other people. We need to get the user numbers up, because then I can implement more, then we can add more languages, then we can make it more useful for other use cases. And then we can really blow it up on the planet. You see, it's easy, it's simple, straightforward. And as a premium or VIP customer, you get additional functionality, and that is just wonderful. Until the next video, that was it. The trailer follows, and thanks for paying attention. I appreciate it.